Take a deep breath. Let the air move slowly through you, in and out. Notice how every breath leaves without asking for permission. It simply goes, and yet in that going, there is peace, because nothing that truly belongs to you ever needs to be held so tightly. Let the mind begin to loosen. It doesn't have to stop. It never does. Thoughts drift like waves touching the shore, not to stay, only to remind you that movement is part of life. You are not the tide. You are the ocean. The waves come and go, but the sea remains. Letting go is not something you do. It is something you allow. The tree does not try to release its leaves in autumn. It simply yields to the rhythm of the season. The same rhythm moves through you now. Everything that leaves was always meant to leave. Everything that stays was never truly separate from you. Feel the body soften, the shoulders, the jaw, the chest, all unlearning the habit of holding on. Holding on is a story the ego tells. If I cling, I control. But control is a mirage on the horizon. Each step toward it only reveals another distance. True control is not in gripping tighter, but in realizing that the river flows whether you hold the bank or not. You have been taught that surrender means weakness, that to release is to lose. But look at water. It yields to every shape, yet nothing can destroy it. It bends around mountains, seeps through stone, and in its gentleness, it wears down everything unyielding. That is the power of letting go. So now imagine standing before the river of your own life. Every memory, every attachment, every expectation, all floating downstream. Some of them you loved, some you feared, some you tried to hold forever. And yet the current carries them all away. You do not chase them, you simply watch. The watching is enough. Alan Watts once said that the meaning of life is just to be alive, but we spend our days chasing after meaning, as though being here, breathing, sensing, were not already a miracle beyond comprehension. Letting go is remembering that the point of the dance is not to reach the end, but to enjoy each step as it unfolds beneath your feet. In this stillness, notice the quiet pulse beneath everything, the soft hum of existence that asks nothing from you. This is the ground beneath the fear, the peace beneath the noise. You don't have to earn it, prove it, or deserve it. You only have to stop clutching the air long enough to feel it. Allow life to be what it is, imperfect, impermanent, utterly alive. People will come and go. Dreams will bloom and fade. You will love and lose and love again. But through it all, the consciousness that observes remains untouched. Like the sky, whether it storms or shines, it never ceases to be itself. So breathe again. Let go, not as an act of rejection, but as an act of trust. Trust that what leaves creates space for what must arrive. Trust that what ends was never truly the end, only transformation. Trust that in every moment the universe unfolds in perfect timing, with or without your grip. And as the breath flows gently once more, you realize you were home all along. And yet, even as this realization settles, notice how the mind tries to grasp it, to hold the peace, to make it permanent. But peace is not a possession. It is a visitor that comes when you stop demanding it to stay. So breathe again and let even this calmness drift through you like a fragrance that sweetens the air, not because you trap it, but because you simply allow it to linger. Each breath now becomes an echo of eternity. The same rhythm that beats through oceans, forests, stars, and skin. You were never apart from it. You only forgot the sound of your own belonging. The inhale is the universe drawing you in. The exhale is your surrender back into it. There is no separation, only the illusion of distance created by thought. In this stillness, remember, you do not need to fix yourself to be whole. Wholeness has no opposite. It is not achieved, it is remembered. And remembering happens in the quiet, not when you chase meaning, but when you become soft enough to feel it unfolding. See how even silence vibrates, how the space around you hums with invisible life. Every sound, every flicker of light, every passing thought is the universe whispering, "You are not outside of me." And as this truth deepens, the weight of trying begins to dissolve, like morning mist disappearing under the warmth of a rising sun. Now imagine your entire being as a field of open sky. Thoughts drift through it like clouds, feelings pass like gentle storms, and yet the sky remains vast, undisturbed, infinite. You don't need to push the clouds away. You only need to remember that you were never the weather. You are the spaciousness through which all things move. Let that realization settle quietly in your chest. This is not something to understand. It is something to experience. To sit in the middle of your own existence and notice how still everything becomes when you stop naming it, how even time seems to pause when you no longer measure it. This moment is not asking you for effort. It asks for awareness. Awareness so deep that even your breath feels like the world breathing through you. There is no inside and outside, only the endless conversation between form and formlessness. And in that conversation, you are both the listener and the sound. So rest now. Rest in the truth that nothing needs to be done. Rest in the mystery that being alive is enough. The river will keep flowing. The sun will keep rising. The seasons will keep turning, and you will keep changing, not as loss, but as life expressing itself through you. Breathe again. Let the exhale fall heavy with relief. There is nowhere else to go. You have arrived in the only moment that ever existed. And this unmeasured stillness, this effortless now, is where freedom begins. The peace you sought was never hiding. It was waiting quietly behind the noise of everything you thought you needed to become. And as the breath softens once more, you sense it again. That subtle warmth in the center of your being, a quiet knowing that hums like light behind your ribs. It has no name, it has no reason, it is simply here. And as the breath flows gently once more, you realize you are home all along.